Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel and another creative video. Today I am playing and creating with something that I absolutely love doing in my art journal or pretty much any of the surfaces that I work on, and that is finding creative ways to put to use things that I might have used for practice, samples, experiments. Over here, I am an art teacher. It's what I do for my job, which means I have a lot of different surfaces that I utilize for videos that I film or for my own practice, for experimenting and hashing out ideas. And while I don't save every single surface, I do save most things because I love repurposing them in other surfaces, in my art journal, and playing with layers. I love working with collage, and I think it's really fun to actually use your own work as a collage element. Now, this is all going to depend on how attached you get to different surfaces and projects. Whenever I'm teaching, I always tell my students to hang on to anything that they don't like, that they feel like maybe isn't exactly what they intended to create, because you can always repurpose it and find a place for it later on down the road. And in this video and the process that I'm going to be sharing, I am actually using two surfaces that I created for one of my recent classes called Botanical Lines. It was a 30-day class dedicated to drawing different florals each and every day just with a pen, really focusing on line work and details. Now, the end result for me as a teacher is that I have a giant stack of lots of samples, lots of black and white floral drawings that I will use in a variety of different ways. I will also store and save for later dates for other projects, but I also pulled a couple of surfaces that I wanted to use as collage elements. The first is this one, the one that I originally drew for class, which is a bouquet of 3 different flowers, and the second is a daffodil. This is all line work, all line drawings that again were part of the lessons that I wanted to pull and see if I could reimagine, remake, and use in my art journaling process. A little tip behind the scenes is that I always photograph anything that I create so I can always have a digital version of it. If I want to print it out, cut it up, use it for different things. Other times I will actually use the original art and use it as a collage element, but actually photographing or scanning your own art and then saving it so that you can reference it, use it for collage, maybe turn it into some sort of digital element as well, is a really handy way to hang on to any art that you create, even if it's practice or imperfect. You can also go back and look at these things to see where you've improved or things you might want to continue to work through or create over and over again. This has really helped me as an artist, an art teacher, hang on to all of the different things that I create for my art business, as well as have artwork that I can revisit or use as I move forward through different ideas and projects. And this gets applied to things that I really like, things that I'm attached to, as well as things that maybe aren't that spectacular. Everything from swipes of paint on a page to doodles to expressive drawings, things that are imperfect, because I can always go back, print them out, and use them in really creative ways. But for this particular process, what I wanted to do was pull my original drawings and pick a couple of them that I wasn't too attached to and actually use them as a collage element. Now, again, original art can be scary to do this with. For me, I don't get too attached to a lot of things, especially class teaching samples. So if you are attached, please scan or photograph, then print out so you don't feel like you're destroying something that feels precious. I always do a little bit of creative inventory and ask myself, would I be sad if I used this? Would I be sad if I wrecked it, painted over it, ripped it, or cut it up? If the answer is no, then it's free to use in my art journal or any creative idea that I have. If I am attached to it, if I do feel a sense of nostalgia, I hang on to it, I put it in a special archival drawer, and I also photograph it and I never touch it again. So just know that as I move forward working through this page, that these are two examples that I drew by hand that I just was not that attached to. We are talking tons and tons of samples left over from this class that I am very, very comfortable repurposing and reimagining for a journal page like this. Now, what's fun about using your own work is that you can cut it, rip it, completely use it in new and different ways. If you've got work that maybe looks a little wonky or imperfect, I love using using those types of papers or surfaces to repurpose and cut up, play around with for backgrounds or for messy surfaces, for abstraction, or for working with collage. For something like this, where I've got two surfaces that have very defined objects on them, in this case, those flowers, I wanted to incorporate them into my surface and kind of make them a piece of the layers that will be happening without covering them up too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue them down. I typically like using rubber cement for this process, and then I am going to start working over the top and begin layering and really playing with that layering process. If you're new to my channel, I'm a maximalist over here. I love to art journal, and I love loading on as many different layers and elements as I can pull off on a page. This approach is not for everybody, but it's always fun to share with people my process, let you watch me work through it. You can see that this art journal page already has a background on it. I created backgrounds earlier in the year with leftover wrapping paper from the holidays. I typically will start off the first of the year repurposing a lot of the wrapping that I received, wrapping that I saved from other people, and I will add it to backgrounds in my art journal, so throughout the year I can begin working over the top of it in really creative ways. So I already have a lot happening on this surface, and now I'm going to keep going with even more layers. The goal for me is to always have a good excuse to play around with a lot of mixed media techniques. This next layer will involve hand-carved stamps, really playing around with using more of the floral designs so that I can add them and sprinkle them throughout, and then continuing to add those layers moving forward. My goal when I am working in full maximalist mode is seeing how much I can pull off with color, with techniques, with process, and materials. And I'm always looking to create some kind of visual movement as well as balance. So you'll notice that I will be working with multiple elements that I often will sprinkle. I obviously have my two drawings that are two similar size, similar treatment of that surface, and then I will do the same thing with any technique that I add within those layers. For example, with stamping, I will sprinkle similar types of stamps or images or motifs in and around my surface in very, very similar ways. They're not the same, they are just similar. So I'll have flowers maybe on one side and I will echo those flowers on another. I'll have leaves in a field of color and then echo these leaves somewhere else. My goal is to try to have a bit of repetition and even cohesion amidst my mess or all the different elements that I add. And my goal in this particular spread is to, again, use those two drawings that I am repurposing on my page, but also have fun playing around them and almost integrating them into the mess or all of the different layers that I already have happening. I love pulling out all of my different tools, materials, even unexpected things, as well as repurposing my own work in my art journal pages. I view my art journal as a place to play and experiment, and it is often in the process of actually making art and experimenting that I often come up with my best ideas. And my art journal is never a place for perfection or something that even makes sense. In fact, what I really like doing is pushing myself to see how far I can take things, how I can use things, and then if there's some fun idea that I can put to use in other concepts, ideas, and surfaces. Now, as I'm continuing to work through those layers, I like to cover things up just a little bit. I love, absolutely love working with black or really, really heavy contrast. I always tell people that I personally believe, this is just my opinion, that you can actually pull off a ton of layers on any kind of surface as long as you have contrast in mind. Contrast means it will set apart all of the other things happening. And even if you have a big mess, like I do oftentimes in my art journal, you can often bring that mess together or create some kind of visual cohesion by simply thinking about how things bounce off of or play off of each other when it comes to contrast. And what I actually wanted to do was give myself a big focal point in the middle. Now, I do a lot of playing around with doodling, with pattern drawing, as well as playing around with mandala designs. I tend to repeat these a lot in my art journal because honestly, it's what I like to do when I am working through my journal. I tend to get real comfy and really enjoy turning my brain off and just playing around with line work, with different motifs and designs within those mandalas. And I really love that lace-like appearance that a mandala can look and feel like when you draw with white pen over the top of a darker surface. In my case, I'm using the color black, and I always use matte acrylic paint in my art journals because it keeps those pages from sticking together. Any kind of glossy paint or satin surface is going to make things stick, and it's actually, for me personally, it's harder for me to draw over the top of with a lot of my different white paint pens. They just don't work as well, and I find that a matte acrylic paint works really well in a variety of different ways on my surfaces, and I tend to have a lot of that black paint on hand because I am notorious for going into layers and just painting out an entire area simply so that I can draw over the top of it with my white pen. I love working in reverse. I am so used to working with a black pen on white paper, which is what I started off with those drawings, but I absolutely love going over the top of a really dark surface. Often it is the color black, but a dark purple works, a dark burgundy, dark blues or greens. They are so much fun to work over the top of if you enjoy working with white gel pens or white paint pens. And I often will use this approach if I'm wanting to start another layer where I will paint out an area, but also hang on to other pieces and parts of that surface. So you'll notice I drop that black paint right in the middle of my spread where it opens. I painted a little bit over my original flowers that I glued to the page. Again, when I have decided to repurpose something in my journal, I am not attached to it, so I don't feel sad if it gets wrecked, if it gets painted over. I am actually repurposing something in a really fun way that might otherwise just be sitting in a drawer and never seeing the light of day again. And so painting over some of the edges, covering up some of it, is the way that I actually integrate all of these different unrelated layers of different elements. And so painting out the edges of my flower drawings and then drawing over the top of that black surface then pulls things together in an interesting way. My mandala now floats to the foreground, and my flowers are still large enough that they are quite interesting in this entire spread, but they kind of get pushed to the background a little bit, which again is my favorite way to work with layers and play around with seeing how much I can add to a surface. And what's interesting about these different elements is that I started off with black and white line drawings, black pen on white paper with those florals. And I'm also working with black and white, but in a different way. My mandala looks incredibly different from the other things happening on this surface. It looks very different from my own illustrations with those florals. But that black and white element, they kind of echo each other on this page and can bounce off of each other visually. Again, I'm a maximalist. I really enjoy loading on a lot of stuff on a page, and I know that this approach is not for everybody out there. But if you enjoy playing with layers, or at least practicing what it feels like to play with layers, this is such a fun way to push your creative muscles. I often find when I ask myself to maybe layer unexpected things or use old work and combine it with maybe new ideas, my creative muscles are growing and changing and evolving and often coming up with new concepts in ways that I might go about working through new ideas, new surfaces, maybe even new classes or tutorials that I film. And while this kind of spread is loaded with a lot of different elements, a lot of stuff, a lot of color, I really find that in the process, my intuition kicks in and I'm making decisions based on color or contrast, where I could put something, could I squeeze something else in? How can I hang on to my initial first two florals? How can I not cover them up too much, but integrate them into the entire surface? And I often find when working on a spread like this with so many different elements that I am trying to pull off in the long run, I have a lot of creativity flowing. I'm often kind of buzzing with ideas. It's fun for me to play around with how many more little corners I can squeeze something into, or how much more I can take and keep going with the colors, the fields of colors, and the different elements that I choose to add. And I'm really hoping that a little peek into this process gives you inspiration to maybe think about ways you could repurpose your own experiments, work, surfaces that maybe are just sitting around or things you might be tempted to throw away. Finding new ways to repurpose them and turn them into something new. But I'm also hoping that this little video and the process inspires you to think about all of your different materials, your different ideas, as actually having possibility to all fit on the same surface within those layers and in unique and creative ways. I'm going to finish up this spread with a little bit of extra color, a little bit of mark making here and there, and again, hoping that this is another video that at least inspires you to pull out an art journal, a sketchbook, and get playing with that creativity.